Many women in this audience, don't have to raise your hand, have been abused in their childhood along the way by a father, by an uncle, by a cousin, by a friend of the family that was trusted, that came into the house and abused a young girl. How many brothers have been abused by other men, members of the family? How many of us suffer from things that have been done to us, and we hide it way back in the recesses of our mind, and we function, but that which has happened to us is an impediment to real flowering and growth and development. So we're embittered on the inside, but we praise God from the outside, but we're not healed. People raped, people abused don't get healed just by saying abracadabra. We got to know how to reach into their minds and bring out the demon that is hiding there that keeps them from being the child of God that they're born to be. But if you don't have the science of how to do that, then they come to church sick and they go away sick. They're in pain. And you have the power to relieve that pain. I recently called my brother Alfred Johnson. Would you stand, please? I met him years ago. Reverend Alfred Johnson. He wasn't a reverend when I met him. He was a brother in the audience that heard the minister and loved the minister's teaching and tried to become a Muslim. But those in leadership were so ugly, so full of their authority. And he was such a man, he wasn't going to take that stuff. So he said, man, I like the minister, but I ain't going in there. So he left, and he found the teachings of L. Ron Hubbard in Scientology. And I met him years later, and we talked. We've always had a cordial relationship. But I knew something about Mr. Hubbard a long, long time ago when the man that was my first minister, when I saw him later, I wondered what happened, why he wasn't in the nation. He was a member of the Church of Scientology, and when I saw him, he said, you know, they have a process called auditing, where they ask the person to go back to painful moments in their lives, and they help them to bring it up and deal with it. And I remember him saying that everything that we have done in life is here. The Quran calls it the book of God, where all our deeds are written. This is your book. The book of Eli, I guess. It's right here. And everything we've ever done is here. And everything that's ever been done to us is here. It's on a time track. This is why, to me, see, that's Jesus, man. He is so bad. So good. Because he's not interested in the act. He's interested in the thought that produced the act. And he knows that in order to make a real child of God, you have to change the way people think. So you have to get into their minds. Now, many people think that when you learn this technology, you become a Scientologist. I ain't interested in no religion. I'm not trying to get no new religion. I got my religion. Reverend Alfred, he's a Christian. He got his religion. But, you know, God inspires people on your life journey that sometimes you meet them, they got a different name for their teaching, but when you go under, you discern the spirit, you say, oh, this is something good. And as a Christian, you have to be discerning of the spirit. Now, listen. I'm telling a story, but I want to bring somebody before you in a minute. Can I have a few more minutes?